This is how to upgrade your Dell XPS 13 9350 from a 1080p non-touch display to a 4K full touch screen display. And whether or not you're doing a laptop screen replacement or a full InfinityEdge upgrade, I'm walking you through the exact steps that I took way back in the day. Is it possible to switch a non-touchscreen laptop to a touchscreen laptop? And in some cases, no, but in this Dell specific case, absolutely. And it's super, super easy. And you may be asking yourself, Self, what are we doing here? This laptop isn't current. And you know what? A lot of tech stuff isn't always current, but I'm the Don. Tech is my business, and I am here with another Don has too much crap to do sort of repair, and I wanted to walk you through the steps that I took to upgrade my wife's laptop 6 years ago. Enjoy this little ride through memory past where we both watched this video for the first time, practically, because I have no memory of any of this. Except I do know that I was thinking to myself, you know what? I want to upgrade this laptop from this broken one that I have that has touchscreen and to my wife's laptop that is fully functional. It just had a lesser screen inside of it. So I figured, well, let's go ahead and make a video out of it, and I will add the audio later. Well, here we are at the later part where I have to add the audio. It only took me 6 years, but here we are. Most of the time, Dell has made a lot of their laptops relatively simplistic when it comes to upgrading the things on the inside. And this XPS is no different because on the inside of it, right now I'm working with the I'm working with the touchscreen laptop right now, and I'm just removing all of the components to gain access to and there's just a cat that just runs across. That was a cute little Sophie. Okay, I didn't expect that. That was fun. And then we just have to find the display cable and then maybe remove something with the battery. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the battery here and why I'm tending to remove that. But the display cable is something that I just removed, and then at least the covering for it, and that will allow me to gain access to that. And then once you get the display cable out and the Wi-Fi cabling out, you just remove the hinges, the hinge mount screws, and then the entire upper assembly piece will come directly off. Now, I'm still not sure why I did that with the battery. Maybe that battery was better and I was going to upgrade the battery as well. I guess we'll find out. But right there, I have the display cable, and it is interlinked between the fan plastic itself. It just kind of routes underneath there to keep everything tucked and taut and nice and out of the way. And there's probably a fan cable that it is also plugged into that I need to just kind of separate a little bit, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Or it's connected. Never mind, it's connected to the actual cable itself. Cool. What a surprise this whole thing is. But that is the nice part about a lot of Dell laptops is that you can easily exchange parts from one to the other. If the other one had a better board, then you could swap with the boards. The SSD, obviously, you can swap. The RAM is soldered on, so you can't do anything with that. The heatsink assemblies, everything with this model of laptop has been really, really nice. The hinge mounts, though, have been pretty sturdy, but they are prone to breaking sometimes, and then the keyboards can also go out on them. It was a solid laptop, though, otherwise. Once you have all the screws removed from the assembly piece, you just kind of open it like that, and then the top part will come on out. What the heck am I doing? Okay. I'm trying to talk here, and I apparently sped up this entire thing. So this is my wife's laptop, and I'm doing the same exact thing, but just faster, I guess. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that I was doing that. This is kind of hilarious. I haven't seen this in 6 years. I don't even remember doing this. But you remove the other laptop assembly, and now you have two bases of the laptop and two top assembly pieces. Just make sure you know which one is which, and obviously one is touch, one is not touch, because you can tell that the touchscreen one and the 4K one looks much fancier and doesn't have a bezel around it, whereas the other one, it's more of a flat display, a matte display, where this one is glossy. So to get the display back on, you just kind of slide it into place. And when you slide it underneath and the metal hinge mounts go above where the plastic is at, that's really all there is to it. I don't know why I'm kind of necessarily speeding this up here again, but the metal hinge mounts go in that spot. And then right now I'm just connecting a cable. Probably the webcam would be my guess. It looks like there's maybe two cables that I was connecting over there. Cool. Got them after some fiddling and fighting. And then I'm going to go ahead and screw down the hinge mounts themselves so that way nothing else moves as I continue to maneuver and finagle with everything else. I think this was just 2 or 3 screws per side. Relatively simple. And then on the right side, we're just going to go ahead and route the cabling on down for the display cable. And since this is the same sort of cable, it goes right into the same spot. It's nice and simple that way. That's just the data cable for the display though. And then I believe that other cable that I'm plugging in right there, that is going to be for maybe the touchscreen. And I don't believe that the previous cable for the non-touchscreen laptop had that. If you pause it at the right time, you're going to see if it had that. And then we take the metal shield and we put it over the display cable, this prevents the display cable itself from coming loose. And that would be very important because you don't want that to come loose when you're using the laptop. Obviously at this point, I'm going to just add the batteries back in, the screws back in for the battery. And then I'm giving myself or the audience the indication that there are two cables that come from the Wi-Fi antenna. And one of them is a white one, and then one of them is a black one. And those cables coincide and go on the spots that are marked on the actual Wi-Fi chip itself for the white and the black tips. Be careful, put them in correctly, and then there's another metal shield that goes over that and keeps all that from becoming dislodged. Connect the battery on in, and then I believe that is about all that it is to it. Wonderful camera work, I gotta say. Absolutely phenomenal here. And then I turn the computer on and we're just waiting to get display. I think I have to move the camera. I think that's maybe what the problem is, or move the laptop, figure out what it is. There we go. Okay. That's my old S9, I think, that I was filming on. And then just showing that it boots up right into the screen itself. This was the operating system. If that is the date that I did this, February 10th, 2020, pre-COVID lockdowns. What a time. And then I show you that the display will work with the touchscreen, and I'm also going to show the resolution where we have that actually roughly 4K resolution. 3200 by 1800 is not exactly 4K. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. If you enjoyed the blast from the past, if you enjoyed stuff like this, go ahead and let me know. Leave a subscription to see more nonsense like this from the Don Tech, where you know that I'm going to give it to you straight every single time. Again, thank you so much for watching. This has been the Don with the Don Tech. And remember, the Don's got your back.